was the key to busting off a 40-yard kick return run into your own guy first?
Well, we tell our guys all the time, as long as you are in between the cover player and the returner, it's fine. It doesn't always look pretty, but as long as it's effective, we'll take the end result.
Are you pro-hurdle or anti-hurdle?
Whatever gets you in the open field. Ideally, I like for our guys to keep their feet on the ground, but we're not going to overcoach them. Hey, be a football player, have fun.
That was the kicker, though, right? Couldn't you just run the guy over?
Maybe he could have. A lot of times my whole life coaching returners, I've tried not to put myself totally in his eyes. It's easy to say what he should have did from my vantage point, but when you're in that moment, it's a little difficult. So maybe he could have, but it was effective. I was more. We were coaching the guy who made the tackle. We were coaching our guy who should have been blocking him. So if we get that block, now we don't have to hurdle the kicker. He's able to cut back. I truly believe Kylan saw that gentleman coming from his left, so he had one or two options, either run through the kicker, go over the kicker, versus if we had that guy blocked who made the tackle versus being able to cut back and get vertical. So.
I apologize to all kickers. I'm sure they could make tackles too. Right?
Oh, definitely. Turn on Mason Crosby's film. He's laid some guys out over the years. One of the best returners in the league. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. He laid him out pretty good.
McAfee had that big one a while back too, right?
Yeah, McAfee's had a few as well. He's something else. Every time you say his name, I just smile. It makes me think about all the memories. Yeah.
Hey, Mo, you talked about Kylan, what you liked about him as a kickoff returner, even though he maybe didn't do it at college. The one thing I wanted to ask you to follow up on that was, did you know that right away once you guys drafted him, or was that more about getting through the offseason program and starting to see some of those traits that you thought would work?
No, through the process, we've kind of projected that from the beginning. So he is a work in progress. I mean, we have miles to go, but he's doing a great job.
Was there any specific? I know you talked about the one cut ability, but was there anything that you saw in him that you thought would could translate to kickoff returns? From
yeah, when you turn on his college tape and you see the way he's able to process things, read blocks, we felt like we could build around his skill set of his vision, being able to press and get vertical like we talked about before, and things of that nature.
On a Maurice punt return, where he ran back to the bench, I assume that was a play and that was the design there. But he had all sorts of running just straight in front of him. So did he do it right, or should that have been handled better?
Well, we're coaching him. It's a work in progress. There's definitely things he could have done better on that play, and he knows it. Anytime you have yardage that you leave out there, it's a disappointment because you don't get many opportunities in the National Football League where you catch a punt and you have that much running room initially. But I often say being a rookie returner in this league is one of the hardest jobs to do. Just look at the history of rookie returners and just go through that and you'll see it's a work in progress. And I'm pleased with what he's doing. This thing is a marathon, not a sprint. It's only a few that have come into the league ready-made, and Tareq Hill was one of them. Has there been one since? I don't think so.
That long punt to the sideline by Corey there, you can't place it any better than that, right? I know you talk about wanting to place the ball in certain places. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. Now we just have to match our distance with hang if we're talking about the same one. One was not fielded and it went out of bounds. That was good. We'll take that every day of the week. The other one, I think we were just slightly above our coverage, so they were able to get a return right away. If you go back and look at that film, that return was designed to go to the field. If you look at all the leverage points on where they were, we did exactly what we wanted by cutting the field off, forcing the returner to go to the greatest player in football. I tell people all the time, when I retire, I'm going to nominate the sideline for the Hall of Fame. It makes more tackles than anyone every year. So it was exactly what we wanted. Now we just got to match up that hang with the distance.
So, well, if we're talking about the same punt, he puts it right on the sideline. You've got a guy there. I don't know nearly as much about special teams as you do, but from the naked eye, it doesn't get any better than that. You're saying that it was a little too far? Like, that you really do demand perfection from your punters, don't you?
Yes, because you guys demand perfection out of us, so it rolls downhill, so to speak. But definitely, it was just a tad bit too far, and Corey knows it. He's on top of it. He told me before he came to the sideline. He told me exactly what he did in his drop and how he can make it better to where it matches up. So we're going to work on it, and we're going to get this thing right.
So I remember asking in camp about guys and how they bounce around a little bit before they kind of find themselves as specialists. So is Corey now into kind of that, I mean, he didn't bounce around exactly, but a little bit. Is he in that kind of sweet spot of where you think punters really start to know exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it?
Yes, I absolutely agree with that, especially with his approach to the game, the way we're able to dissect the film, the way we're able to make changes in the game, the way we're dealing with the elements. This is the best laboratory to practice and hone in on your skills as a kicker in this environment. Every day we go out there, man, it's a different wind or element. So yes, he's at that spot.